Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good? I apologize for the late videos this night, but let's get right into it. This week's episode of Paladin was pretty good when it comes down to explanation of what we should expect for the future and what our boy has just set himself up for when it comes down to everything that's going to come with certain people uh, not only joining his side but giving him a much higher chance to destroy these monsters that are going to continuously attack villages and practically do what it is they want to do with them. So I love that fact of our main character. Anytime he hears something about monsters or things that he can straight up fight, he's the first one in there. He's not someone who's sending others to, stand in front of him so then he can understand what the opponents are doing or something along those lines. He is in there and he is trying his best to make sure no one is being hurt. And as you saw when he did the first raid on the demons that were hurting the elf guys people, what happened? He barely even needed the elf's help, and the help that he did get from him was killing out some of the smaller minions so he could focus on the bigger targets that would cause problems and that the elf guy probably couldn't take out himself. So the next battle is going to probably be more of the same, where this is his calling to try to protect people, not so much just let them go in there and do it themselves, but making sure he is there to push through the light. And like the prince said before knighting him, that path that you have set yourself on leads to nothing but despair. And he seemed kind of pessimistic when he said that because it also seemed like he had some faith that good could come out of this kid doing what he's doing, especially the way he said he wanted to kick despair in the face. There's very small things that help him get into good graces with the prince, and I thought that was a really cool part of just having something different happening in this show entirely. Because as of right now, the character that we have to worry about the most should be the demons, but as of right now, it's the bishop and the prince. I think the prince has grown on me a little bit more than the bishop. The bishop guy seems like he's supposed to be good. It's just he has such a way with what he's stuck in that it's hard for him to sound like he's a good person. And that's what our main character picked up really quickly is that regardless of what everybody says, he should respect that man. And a lot of people would not respect him just throughout his way he carries himself, the way that he barged into the prince's office talking about, hey, you have no right to be taking my people. Um, which just really tells you more about the how much he carries himself and how much a prince has power, but how much the bishop and the church has power as well. Like that was a really good example of what we should expect from the two powers if they were to clash. Is there even a reason to say that there would have been a fight or like a fight worth talking about or a side worth choosing? I think so because like everybody continuously says, that bishop does not use his blessings for whatever means. I think he doesn't have any. I think he is just somebody who has purposely learned the way of praying and all that stuff and might not actually have somebody as close to him as Gracefield is to our main character. But at the end of the day, I don't think that's going to matter much because Gracefield is so powerful that even if this bishop is lying and doesn't have anything, they should all follow Gracefield and understand what they could have been having for this whole entire time. So overall, this is one of my favorite shows that came out with all these shows that are new. But as an old show that's already just continuing on and adding more information, I got to give it to World Trigger because I just love that show in general. Like, it's really hard to beat World Trigger. The pacing in World Trigger may be slow, but the overall characters and the roster of everybody in there and what they can do is most astounding thing ever. When you come back to shows like this and you see that, one main character's main job is to sing, you kind of get a better feeling of why World Trigger is such a cool character type of anime, because there's no one that just sings. Everybody can fight with some of the best of them, and that's what makes the show really cool. And that's what I hope y'all check out my videos for, is to check out my World Trigger video, because it was pretty hype, even if it was mostly a setup to showcase what we should be seeing in the future. But with that being said, everybody, I hope y'all are having an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. I am your boy, the Anime G, and I will definitely be talking to y'all sooner than later. Peace out. Sure, you can.